Hi everyone. In this video we're going to solve quadratic equations by completing the square. And here's our first example. Hopefully you watched the first one because we showed how to get the value of c, which is what we're going to need to do to write these as a perfect square trinomials. So the first thing we're going to do is take this equation and I'm going to put a square here. So we're going to complete the square. And I call them boxes, but so we're going to put something here. Since we have the negative 15 over here, I'm going to also put the square here. Because whatever I add on this side, I have to add on both sides of the equation. So basically what goes in here is half of negative 16 over 2 squared. So half of 16 is 8 squared, and you get 64. So you put 64 and you put it on both sides. All right? Now we're going to make this side a perfect square trinomial, which is x minus half of 16 is 8 squared. And on this side, we're just going to add these together, and we're going to get 49. Now, to solve for x, we're going to do like we did in the previous video. We take the square root of both sides. And remember, when you take the square root, you have to do plus and minus. So this is going to eliminate this part here, and we're just going to get x minus 8 equals plus or minus 7. Now we're going to add 8 to both sides. Let me do this in a different color. So basically, let me do it a little different here, so it's not to be confusing. So we're going to add 8 to both sides. So we're solving for x. So I added that to both sides, and I get x equals 7 plus 8, and I also get x equals negative 7 plus 8. So our two solutions are x equals 15 and x equals 1. And if you have to write it in x-intercept form, that would be 15 comma 0 and 1 comma 0 would be your solutions. All right, and that's how you complete the square. And we're going to do probably 6 more. Here's one. Well, the first thing I want to do is go ahead and add 8 to both sides. So I'm going to get 2x squared plus 20x. I'm going to go ahead and put my, and then, not, equals 8. I'm going to divide everything by 2 here because it's just a multiple of 2. So I'm going to get x squared plus 10x equals 4. Now I'm going to add my squares or boxes. Or you could just add a line here like this. You're going to add something here, and you're going to add something here. And that's where you're going to make this side a perfect square trinomial. So half of 10 and square it. So that's going to be 25. So 5 squared. And whatever you add on the left side, you have to add on the right side. Now I'm going to make this a perfect square trinomial, which is x plus half of your b. Half of 10 is 5. Add this and you get 29. Now we're going to square root both sides. And when you do that, don't forget to put your plus and minus here. You're going to get x plus 5 equals plus or minus root 29. Then I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. And I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. So this cancels out, and we're going to get x equals root 29 minus 5, and x equals, let me squeeze this in here, x equals negative root 29 minus 5. And if you want, that's exact values, exact solutions. If you want approximate, then you would put it in the calculator and get your decimal amount. Okay, here's one. We're going to write this And I'm going to go ahead and use squares because I like to do that. Equals 3 plus, I'm going to call it box. So I'm taking half of 2 and squaring it. When you square 1, you just get 1. So I'm going to write this as a perfect square. So trinomial, what's half of 2? 1, and then square it. Equals 4. Then we're going to square root both sides. Don't forget your plus and minus. So we get x plus 1 equals plus or minus 2. Now I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. So I'm going to get x equals 2 minus 1, and x equals negative 2 minus 1. This equals 1. This equals negative 3. So if you're going to write this, you could write this as 1, 0, and negative 3, 0, because these are your solutions, your x-intercepts. Okay, here's one. It's already set up for us. So x squared plus 10x plus box or square equals 24 plus box or square. So half of 10 is 5. Square it, and you get 25. Whatever you add on the left side, you add on the right side. And then we're going to make this x plus half of 10 is 5. Or this value right in there. Square it equals 49. Just combine those two. Square root both sides. Put your plus and minus. So you're going to get x plus 5 equals plus or minus 7. Now we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. This cancels, so we get x equals 7 minus 5, and x equals negative 7 minus 5. We're taking each piece. So this equals 2, and this equals negative 12. So our solution sets are, or our solution is 2, 0, and negative 12, 0. Okay, the next one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my little squares. Let's put lines this time. Equals 15 plus something. Half of 14, I'm going to put negative. It's negative 7 squared is 49. So we're adding 49 to both sides. I'm going to write this as a perfect square trinomial. So half of 14 is 7 equals 15 plus 49. So that's going to be 63 or 64. Now we're going to square root both sides. So we get x minus 7 equals plus or minus 8. Now we're going to add 7 to both sides. That cancels out. That's why we're solving for x here. So we get 8 plus 7, and x also equals negative 8 plus 7. This equals 15. This equals negative 1. So my solutions are 15, 0, and negative 1, 0. All right. Here's one. I'm going to go ahead and put boxes this time. Squares. Get it? Complete the square. So half of 6 is 3. Square it, you get 9. And you put it in whatever you write on the left side, you write on the right side. And then this is going to be x minus half of 6 is 3. Squared equals 81. We're going to square root both sides. Don't forget your plus and minus. So we get x minus 3 equals plus or minus 9. We're going to add 3 to both sides. This zeroes that out, so we get x equals 9 plus 3, and x equals negative 9 plus 3. So this equals 12, and this equals negative 6. So our solutions are 12, 0, and negative 6, 0. And we just solved. It goes faster and faster. We have one more. I'm going to move the 15 over first. I'm going to go ahead and put my boxes as well, or my squares. All right, half of 8 is 4. Square it and you get 16. Write it on both sides. This is x minus half of 8 is 4. And this is 1. Square root both sides. Don't forget plus and minus here. So you get x minus 4 equals plus or minus 1. We're going to add 4 to both sides. So you get x equals 1 plus 4, and x equals negative 1 plus 4. You could put the 4 in front if you want. This is just how I do it. So you get 5 and 3. And so our solutions are 5, 0, and 3, 0. And that's your solutions. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is solve by, we're going to graph quadratic functions that are in vertex form. And I hope you all have a nice day.